I was about 4 years old when my mom was pregnant with my younger brother. And two life changing incidents happened in my life back then. Life changing incident number one was I remember making my first prayer to God. So, this was obviously a nice little temple next to the hospital. I remember dad took me over there and he said, close your eyes, fold your hands, and make a wish to God, and God will make that wish come true. So I closed my eyes, folded my hands, and I wished for a healthy, happy baby sibling. And the next day, I had a healthy, happy baby brother. Life changing event number two was I remember eating chicken fry for the first time in my life. This is very important to the story, guys. I I have this very clear memory in my head. I remember. Do you know what a porota is? Like a Kerala porota, yeah, not paratha, huh? Porota, yeah. So I remember taking this Kerala porota. So it's super soft and warm, and it's crispy on the outside. So I remember taking it, dipping it in gravy, then taking a nice piece of chicken 65. Okay, just taking that and dipping it in the gravy again, and putting it in my mouth. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just got carried away a little. But that God thing also was pretty cool, huh? So I remember, again, the first thing to God I said was my brother. And I thought it was pretty cool, this whole idea that you could just go somewhere, talk to someone, and he'd take care of the rest. The only problem was the whole idea of how to reach this guy was very different amongst everybody. So I remember one of my friends walked up to me and he was like, no, 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 buddy, you're doing it all wrong. Title of my sex. Sorry. We can cut that part out, right? I remember he came to me and he was like, no, 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 you're doing it all wrong. Actually, if you have to go make a wish to God, you're supposed to light candles, you're supposed to wear nice clothes, you show up on a Sunday, and then you say your prayers to God, and then God makes it come true. This other friend of mine said, God comes 5 times a day, but you've got to put a cloth down, you've got to look in a certain direction, and then pray in a certain language, and then God listens to your prayers. My own grandparents were of the opinion that God only works Tuesdays, mostly. So you go to the temple, and you're supposed to take a bath early in the morning. No eating chicken fry on that day. All horrible rules. And in the end, when you get to the temple and you make the prayer, then God makes your wishes come true. And don't get me wrong, I really like the whole wish-making business. It's just that it seemed too difficult, this whole path to reach this person, right? Until one day a miracle happened. So this is one of the school days. Mom is waking me up for school. And it's one of the good days, not the days when she switches on the light and switches off the fan and steals your blanket like a chore. This is one of the nicer days when she has sat down next to me, she's giving me a head massage, she's saying good morning to me. And while she said all this, she notices that there's an eyelash stuck to my cheek. So mom takes his eyelash, she puts it on the back of my fist, and she says, close your eyes, blow the eyelash away, and make a wish. God will make it come true. Now, I went from the guy who had to go to a telephone booth with weird rules and put a lot of coins to make a wish to God, to having God on my speed dial for free. And I took full use of it, right? Also, I wasn't the most, okay, I wouldn't lie to you guys, I was very unpopular in school. I was the least popular kid in school, right? I mean, I wasn't cool enough for the back bench. I wasn't nerdy enough for the front bench. So I was somewhere on one side bench, just existing without friends until today, right? Until the day that I got that eyelash wish, God best friend. And we became friends very, very fast. I mean, my eyelashes are rapidly deteriorating, which was a concern to my mom. But at least I had a new friend, so I was very happy. And God and I became best friends like super fast. Now, believe it or not, whatever wishes I was making was coming true. Okay? I mean, it was sensible wishes. I wanted an 8 on 10 on a test that I studied for. I wanted a hartal to happen in Kerala, which is a question of probability, really. It almost always happens, and then I get an off from school, and I'm like, God made it happen. Right? So, everything was coming true. But the thing is, as my friendship with God grew, so did my wishes and the intensity of my wishes, right? So this one day I come back home and I know exactly what to ask my best friend. So there was this girl in class, very pretty, had a massive crush on her, but obviously no guts to actually go tell her anything, right? But now things had changed because now God was my wingman, right? So I went back home, I went to this quiet little corner, made an eyelash wish, and I said, listen, here's what's gonna happen. Tomorrow, I'm gonna walk up to her and I'm gonna give her this love letter with all the difficult words that I know in English written into it. Here's where you come in, okay? You're supposed to make her read that letter and then make her go, I love you too. Okay, that's it. Simple plan set in motion. I walk into class the next day, I've got a smug smile on my face because I'm like, what could go wrong? I walk straight up to this girl and I give her this letter. And she doesn't say anything immediately. Okay. Now, I was 12 years old. It's a big life decision. So I give her space. And I go sit back on the side bench. 2 minutes later, I can hear laughter. Okay. So I look back, and it's her and it's her friends. They're all laughing at me. One person who said, oh, yeah. Yeah, you can all say oh if you want collectively. First time in my life that I'm experiencing heartbreak. I remember I ran into the washroom, took out my Sony Walkman and listened to Tanhai on loop. And once that sadness sort of wore away, it was replaced with anger. Not at her, at my wingman, at my best friend who once in my life when I needed him, he wasn't there. But here's the thing, right? I was also at the cusp of becoming a teenager. So I had started developing this really cool quality, which I still hold very close to my heart. It's called overthinking. With the great powers of overthinking, I deduced that everything that is going wrong around me is all my fault. My whole idea was God was waiting for me all this while at the temple, and I never showed up on Tuesday, so it was basically my fault, right? And I had let a friend down. More than anything else, that's what I was sad about, right? And I didn't want that to happen. I really wanted to sort of make it up to him. Now, the thing is, again, I couldn't just waltz in on another Tuesday and be like, hey, we're friends again, right? It had to be a grand gesture. And I knew exactly what to do, right? So I decided to take a trip to Sabrimala. You guys know Sabrimala? Yeah, I heard some ho-hos from here. That God is an influencer God now, so he's got a lot of value. But for people who don't know Sabrimala, it's basically like the IIT of temples. There's a lot of criteria to get in. Okay. So basically, prelims round is that you have to practice brahmacharya for 41 days. Okay. So brahmacharya for 41 days means full celibacy for 41 days. Considering my cool quotient, even if I wasn't 12, that wasn't a big problem. But I also had to give up non-veg food for 41 days. Okay, that was heartbreaking. But I said, it's for my best friend, I will do it. So for 41 days, no non-veg, very celibate, as celibate can get. And at the end of those, so basically the final round is you have to climb up this hill. It's a 10-kilometer trek because God decided to sit on top of the hill and not at the bottom, right? So it's full-on trek, and then you get over there, and then you get to meet God. It's like, great, again, it's for my friend, I will do it. So I huffed and puffed my way through that whole uphill journey. And you have to go barefoot. So by the time I've reached the top, my legs are bleeding now, and it's all a mess. But there's this comfort that at least I'm close to my friend now, you know. And once you reach the top of the hill, there are basically 18 golden steps that lead up into the inner shrine of Sabrimala. And I remember seeing those 18 golden steps and just feeling really happy. I walked up those 18 golden steps. I got into the inner shrine of Sabrimala, and just like my dad taught me when I was 4 years old, I closed my eyes and I folded my hands. And I said the longest prayer I would have probably said my entire life. Mostly it was apologies for not showing up on Tuesdays, and promises that I will show up on further Tuesdays. After what seemed like an eternity, I remember I opened my eyes and I waited for God to give his reply. For the first few minutes, there was silence. And then, in this whole process of waiting for his answer, instead of looking into the shrine, my eyes had drifted slightly above the shrine. Above the shrine in Sabrimala, there is one word written in Sanskrit. The word is Tattvamasi. In Sanskrit, it splits into 3 words actually. It's Tat, Tvam, Asi. That was you. I was always you. The God you were always out searching for was always within you. That's the last prayer that I remember saying to God. I came back home, And I sat at the dinner table and I took a nice big piece of parota, dipped it in some gravy, put some chicken 65, dipped it in the gravy again. And I remember enjoying this delicious meal. And at the end of the meal, I felt really happy, you know. And whatever made me happy, I started finding my God. Whether it was making my parents smile, or whether it was a random act of kindness, or whether it was just playing with a puppy, you know. In all things, love, warmth, and kindness, I found my God. Honest confession though, before I close, I still go to the corner of a room sometimes, pluck out a secret eyelash, and make a wish. But I think that's mostly because I believe somewhere inside me, somewhere inside you, inside all of us, is a God with enough strength to make all of our wishes come true. Thank you. Hey guys, if you like the story and you want to see more of this gorgeous face, which you guys will link over here, then please like, share, and subscribe to the Commune channel. And do drop a comment below. If you drop bad comments, I will